over the internet we have free Steam games and they are known to be quite good. So I've made a list of some of the latest free Steam games you will be satisfied with for a while. The first game we have is Rabbit Hole, a fast-paced, tough as nails 2D roguelite shooter. It's basically a dungeon crawler. One of the things I like about this game is that it feels like Enter the Gungeon. It also compares a little bit to Dunkreed and Neon Abyss. In the game you have many characters to choose from, but you mainly play as this, a girl on a journey to find her heart in the rabbit hole. Along the way you encounter enemies, bosses and many special rooms with strange figures. Out of the 2 bosses I have encountered so far, I love the tank boss. But most of the time you can't even get to him since the other boss and the journey to the boss take up a bit of health. One thing that stands out for me are the pixel looks of this game. It seems so colorless yet so detailed. Then we have a game I have chosen because it looks like a great adventure to have. We have Bolt and Punch. I love that the game is pretty simple. You play as a woman called Lift and punch evil robots. The only annoying part is that the robots still damage you even if you're punching them. So you need to heal up quite a lot. But luckily there's an abundance of health scattered across the whole map. You also have blue boxes you can destroy, but I have no clue what they do. The only thing I didn't like that much was defeating the boss Bolt, since this felt very long and too easy compared to your other fights. One of the greatest, most amazing games I think you need to play is Sheepy, a short adventure. You can play it within an hour, so they stay true to its name. The only thing I don't really understand about this game are the little stories and the radios, but I guess they give some little hints about what is to come. The only enemy you get to face is your nemesis, Mr. Beer, another plushie. If you encounter him, sooner or later you're bound to get some powers, but later you have to return them. One thing I love about this is that every time Sheepy gets a power up, he gets a little bit stronger. One of my favorite powers is where you get to run very fast, especially since you have some nice music to go with it. The ending sequence is a banger, although I don't really understand the goal of the whole game. But I'm still in love with this game. It looks good, it sounds good, it plays well. Out of all the games in this list, I think this is the one you have to play once in your life. Then we have Skyisland, a free Steam game from last year I want to feature because I quite like it. Skyisland is a quarter view action game where you play as Pino, with the goal of fixing his broken plane. One of the things I like about this game is that you can play it in 40 minutes. That means that this game is great to play in the weekends. You can make the playable experience a little bit longer by freeing all the green villagers, but as you can see, you don't have to. I like the looks of the map quite a bit, especially since the 4 different island concepts work very well. You have your usual starting island where you get to know a bit more about the game, a second island to make your way to an amazing town, the third island that has the town, then you go to a mid island that has a boss fight, and then you go on to the fourth island where you have the boss himself. I love that the boss had stages. There were enough, but if it went on a little bit longer, I surely would have died. The best thing about this boss fight was that you could abuse your weapons. After using a range attack 3 times, you could switch your weapon and spam an endless combo of range attacks. The only moment in this game that had me a little bit stuck was the proceeding with talking part. At first I couldn't really figure out how to do that. Looking back at this game, I can't believe that it's free. There is nothing bad about this game, just a perfect tiny little adventure. If you want to have a free relaxed adventure, we have Postmouse, a cozy adventure without a farming sim aspect. Here you play as Postmouse, a cute mouse who is starting his job to deliver mail. I love the fact that you're a tiny creature in a big world, makes it so there is a lot more to explore for you. The environmental puzzles are pretty fun to do, as they help you deliver the mail or get back to the post office. I really like that this game shares the love of finding collectibles in the form of post stamps. I only find it a little bit weird that you have to find these post stamps for a crow, which often have better vision. One thing the game has done quite well is the feature where you're able to look for your goals, otherwise you wouldn't know where to go. Then we have Space Expedition, truly my type of game. A short 2D platformer adventure. Here you play as an astronaut trying to discover what really happened at the space station. I like that the game isn't that hard since you don't really have any enemies to kill, at least in 90% of the game. During your adventure in the space station you get to solve puzzles and collect hidden gems, but I quickly found them all, so I think it's a little bit too simple to find them. I was quite fond of the end where the spaceship just decides to leave you. You get to defeat enemies and here you need to refuel the spaceship, but if you do that the spaceship will just leave without you and you're left gunning enemies down. I think you're supposed to leave with the spaceship, but it all happened differently. One thing I found even weirder about the ending sequence, and I think you have to agree with me, was the guy who protects you at first. How do people that are so badly damaged still fire so accurate? Then we have a short game that's supposed to be short because it's a prologue, not the full version. Emil, A Hero's Journey, a cinematic puzzle platformer that takes place in 1942. Here you experience intense action and creative puzzle solving. I like the gameplay since it feels a little bit like Little Nightmares, Limbo and Inside, and those games are always good. In the beginning your dad gets taken away. To fill that void you stuff some creativity inside it. With the looks of it I think this game has the potential to be a great game, especially when it's fully released. One of my favorite things about the trailers is that they let you see how the game was created. I think this game will be amazing to play and I have really high hopes for it. If you only want to have a great adventure, Gravitia is amazing for that. In this game you manipulate gravity to escape a mysterious world. I like that the puzzles aren't that hard, so you can easily complete this game. It's just a simple 40-minute adventure, great for in the weekends or after work. The only bit that annoys me is the running sequence with the ball. You need to do it perfectly, otherwise you just would be dead. Let me know if you enjoyed playing this. Then we have some honorable mentions I like the looks of but don't fit the style of games I normally play. As the first we have Morph, a proper and fun to play with friends. Then we have Revenge of the Shadow Ninja, a great platformer to play. Then we have From Ashes Bloom, an action roguelike like many, but this one gives me Carrion vibes. Then we have an awesome relax game, Palia. It looks like a great adventurous cozy farming sim, but since it's still in beta, it isn't optimized yet. Next up we have Entering Weapons Pre-Dementia, a puzzle adventure of a man with ever-advancing dementia. I like it because it feels like Superliminal. Then we have The Lawson, just looks like a satisfying puzzle platformer where you have to control two objects. Next we have Procrastinate. This game holds up to the title. They put procrastination in your procrastination so you can procrastinate while you procrastinate. I just thought it was funny, but most likely a waste of time. Then we have 1000 Cuts Jomaku, a challenging 2D action platformer. I like the pixel looks of it, inspired by the games Sekiro and Blasphemous. Then we have Toyshire Room 1. A good looking tower defense filled with toys. It reminds me a lot of Bloons. I hope you now have found some amazing free games. If you want to know about more games, click here. Thank you for watching, until next time.